Hello there, my name is Gretel Dixon and I am one of the startup advisors at Newcastle University. The startup team specializes in supporting students and recent graduates who want to work for themselves, whether by pursuing a portfolio career, working freelance, or by starting their own businesses. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the events over the last few centuries that have led us to our present working lives. We're going to take a look at the current trends shaping what work will look like in our not-so-distant future. And finally, I'll make a few suggestions that you can follow to future-proof your career starting from today. So let's get started. Before the 18th century, the service industry didn't really exist, and most jobs were farm-based, mainly growing food for local communities. The first industrial revolution started in 1765, when steam-powered machines were initially used to produce goods in bigger quantities, with people relying on their physical capabilities to perform most jobs available. The second industrial revolution started in 1870, when electricity was first used to power up factories. This change introduced mass production through assembly lines, and factories started blooming. In 1969, the third industrial revolution saw the rise of computers and electronic equipment to automate manual tasks, allowing people to provide more services and do less manual labor. Since then, the manufacturing and service industries have been thriving, and technology has become part of our everyday life. But now, we're also able to monetize things like our knowledge, opinions, and even our personalities. Today, technologies such as social media, cloud computing, 3D printing and advanced manufacturing, artificial intelligence and machine learning, drones, augmented and virtual reality, and even space tourism are set to kickstart the fourth industrial revolution. But it's not just the world and the workplace that have evolved over the last few centuries. Our preferences, values, and the things that are important to us have also changed over time, shaping the way that we plan our careers. For example, the baby boomer generation was born following World War II. Their youth was influenced by a need for stability and security, so their careers were long and had very few changes, concentrating mostly on job progression within the same company. Your grandparents likely belong to this generation, and they probably stayed with the same employer throughout their entire career. In contrast, people belonging to Generation X were born in a world that was thriving, but highly competitive. They were taught that security was a good thing, but they also learned to embrace change and pursue financial rewards. Your parents were likely born in this generation, and their careers might have had a few jumps to different employers or to other roles within the same company over the years. The Millennial Generation was the first to experience an ever-rising availability of gadgets and access to technology whilst growing up. Our parents worked really hard and were able to provide comfortable lives for us, so we prioritize our ideals and self-realization over security or stability. And as a result, our careers look very different to the previous generations, including periods of formal employment, volunteering, further education, and running our own businesses. You were probably born within the boundaries of Generation Z, which has been described as the first born online generation because of the way that you consume, interact with, and use the internet to express your identity, and because technology permeates every aspect of your life. Unlike millennials, you are more financially minded and entrepreneurial, but also socially and ethically concerned, and these priorities influence what kind of work you want to pursue. Understandably, you may worry about the impact that recent financial crisis, global warming, and the COVID-19 pandemic are going to have in your future career, but these difficult situations have also created new opportunities for you. For example, organizations are recognizing that work is less about the physical place that we go to and more about the activities that we perform. They are also realizing that for people born in the last two generations, achieving a balance between our work and personal lives is crucial. So they are coming up with new ways of working that embrace flexibility and cater to our priorities. In fact, according to the Office for National Statistics, there are 5 million people currently working for themselves in the UK, representing 15% of the total national workforce. These people work in a variety of ways, from selling products as a hobby through to selling their professional advice. They all have different words to call what they do, but they are all essentially working for themselves. Some self-employed people use online marketplaces such as Amazon, Depop, eBay, or Etsy to sell their products, or even start their own e-commerce websites with the help of tools like Wix or Shopify. For those making money by selling their skills, local business networks and websites like Fiverr and Upwork have made it easier to find clients and become established freelancers. And those with expertise and specialist knowledge are making the most of working as external consultants for big organizations on a project basis instead of traditional employment contracts. And this actually makes sense for everyone. On the one hand, organizations of all sizes can meet new or unusual demands by bringing in people with specific skills as and when they need them, without the permanent cost attached to hiring employees, which helps them be more agile and more efficient. On the other side of the equation, independent professionals can choose what, how, and where to sell their products and services, and what clients they want to work with. They make their own rules, pick what projects to take on, and decide when and how to work. And they also set their own prices. And all of this helps them achieve a better work-life balance and get higher financial rewards. With so many benefits from being your own boss, it is clear why the number of people working for themselves has been growing steadily for the last 10 years, with those aged between 18 and 30 years old consistently accounting for up to 27% of the newly self-employed in the last 4 years alone. Working for yourself is more than just a trend. At a startup, we believe that it is part of the future of work and that we'll all be doing it soon, at least in some capacity. Based on the advancements and trends of the last few decades, we think that Generation Z is going to create their own opportunities and have a flexible approach to their career, combining jobs, further study, and self-employment a lot more than the previous generations. After all, you might already have one or multiple businesses without even realizing it. For example, you might already be an influencer on Instagram, flip vintage clothes through Depop, make money from a YouTube channel, or offer your creative services for a fee. And your future might incorporate elements of all of this. So it doesn't matter if you already have a job lined up or if you want to start your own business straight after graduation. Understanding what it means to be self-employed and knowing your options to work for yourself can help you future-proof your career. By exploring these possibilities, you will be more adaptable to changes in the labor market. It will make you more resilient to events like recessions, pandemics, and global emergencies, and you will be more prepared to take action. You might even find it more rewarding than having a traditional job, so it might hook you into pursuing a fully independent career. But even if it doesn't, the experience itself will help you develop entrepreneurial skills that will make you stand out and be more attractive to future employers. So, to summarize, the same advances in technology, trends, and recent events that might make you a bit nervous about your career have also created a wealth of opportunities for your generation. For multiple reasons, more people are choosing to work for themselves these days, and you could future-proof your career by exploring your options and checking whether this might be a suitable path for you. Ultimately, your career will not look like the ones that your parents and grandparents had, because the world is simply not the same. But that is okay, and choosing to work for yourself is an equally valid and viable career path. And that is all from me. Thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to get in touch if you have any questions or want to book an appointment to start the conversation about working for yourself. You can contact us via My Career Queries, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as NCL Startup, or find us online on www.ncl.ac.uk/careers/startup. Let's get started.